Hey good people, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you all my review on Married at First Sight, Season 16, Episode 3. Let's go. Let's talk about Shaq and Kirsten. I thought that maybe there was something there with how she was sitting on his lap and all, but when Shaq said he was coming into the relationship trying to make it work, and she took that deep breath saying that she is trying to make it work too, but it's a lot, I was saying to myself, well, ma'am, what did you think it would be? You are on Married at First Sight. What were you expecting? I feel like she was all in when she didn't know what Shaq looked like, but now that she knows what he looks like, obviously she's not attracted to him. She's already said so. So then Shaq asks her if he could have a kiss. Now, you guys remember she's been saying this whole time that she wants him to ask, can he kiss her? And maybe she'll give him a kiss. She even told that to her bridesmaids when they asked her about it. And if you watch the after show, Shaq made mention to Keisha that one of her bridesmaids suggested to him to ask her for a kiss. Otherwise, he had no idea that that's what she was waiting for him to do. So here he is, they're in the hotel room, just got married, and he's asking her, can he have a kiss? And she's like silent for a couple of seconds. So of course he gets the hint and she's like, no, not right now. I'm like, girl, what? Like, why? Just give the man a little kiss. I don't know what her thought process is other than the fact that we already know she's not attracted to him. But it's like, if he asks you for a kiss, what is the harm? Just give the man a kiss. If he was somebody that you were physically attracted to, I bet you would have no problem doing so. My thing with her is, girl, get to know him, get to know his personality, and then make your decision. But if you know just based on the fact that he's not your physical type, that you don't see this going anywhere other than what it is, because honestly, I feel like he's going to be in the friend zone the majority of their marriage, then go ahead and let him know so that he can move on to somebody else. Do not waste this man's time and do not waste mine either as a viewer, okay? McKinley and Dominique, he says he's attracted to her, but I don't believe that she is to him. Her energy to me just seems a bit awkward, but I would not be surprised if they did get it in the first night. We all know how Dominique was at her bachelorette party, so we know she's not shy, but I'm just getting the sense that she's really not that attracted to him. They discuss how they sleep. McKinley says that he doesn't snore, and Dom says that she is prone to move a lot in the bed. Moving right along to Arris and Jasmine, I'm looking at Arris like, man, you are supposed to pick that woman up and bring her over the threshold of the hotel room. What are you doing? How you just let her walk in the room like that? Anywho, if this is even a thing, I don't know. Arris has the same resting you-know-what face as his mom does. Maybe it's called something different for men. You guys help me out, but I know a lot of people were saying, oh, he doesn't seem that into her and this, that, and the third. He might not very well be physically 100% attracted to her, but I do believe he is attracted to her in some way, shape, or form. I definitely think he was thrown off by all of the dogs that she has, which is probably why he seems to have taken a little bit of a step back on her. We won't know for sure until they move in together. To my surprise, Arris was not looking to get it in with his wife that night. He said that he was tired. So I'm like, okay, Jasmine, you don't have to worry about getting on those knees. He doesn't want to do anything. He said that he was tired from all of the wedding festivities. He was hoping that his wife just wanted to sleep. But if she is interested, then he can, muster up a little energy to do a little something, something. Honey, when Jasmine came up out of that bathroom and she had on that little negligee with the bathrobe, he piped right up. I was like, okay, he done got his second wind. It looked like at that point he was ready for whatever. I will say that both Kirsten and Jasmine stepped up their nighttime wear. I thought they both looked beautiful. And if you're going to get married at first sight, that's how you're supposed to come into the bedroom. You know what I'm saying? Clint and Gina. During her first appearance on the after show, Gina said that she was not attracted to Clint. Me personally, I honestly could not tell. Even watching them this episode, I still can't tell that she's not attracted to him. To me, she definitely seems like she is. She even said that he is easy on the eyes and rated him a 10 out of 12. So I'm wondering if now, present day, she does not find him attractive. You all know that when they do the after show with Keisha, this is well after taping is over. So it could be that she got to know Clint, and yes, he might be a little bit nice on the eyes, but once she got to know him, she was like, I don't like him, whatever, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Some people's personality can overshadow, obviously, what they look like on the outside. I think that's the case with the two of them. Clint thought he was going to make Gina number 66. If you guys don't know, Clint has admitted to having sex with 65 people in the past, and he was all ready to get it in with Gina that night. When Gina came out of that bathroom wearing her Target pajamas, nothing wrong with Target, and laid her head on his chest, and he made that little noise, I knew he wasn't getting nothing that night, and so did he. He was... Clint was disappointed, okay? He really was. The next morning, the couples wake up. No one, according to what they are saying, have had relations with each other the night before. Now, I don't know if we can take what they are saying as the truth, because we do know in seasons past, some of the couples like to lie about what went down their first night together. Clint claims that he wants a solid relationship with Gina and does not want to start it off by having sex. That's not what you was alluding to last night, Clint. I'm just saying. Kirsten said that she did feel comfortable sleeping next to Shaq, and they did look very comfortable together. Honestly, if you looked at these two without listening to some of the things that she has said, you would think that she's really into Shaq. I think if she just gives this man a chance and looks past the external and looks internally, she'll be well pleased with the type of man that he is. I really, truly think so. If not, like I said, let that man go. Don't waste his time. Dominique says that she feels a connection with McKinley. I don't think so. I don't believe it. So anywho, today the couples will meet their spouses, family, and friends. Kirsten meets with Shaq's uncle and friend. She wants to make sure that he has time for her. You know, Shaq is busy with work and school. Shaq meets with Kirsten's friends and her cousin. Takima, Kirsten's cousin, is not quite settled on whether or not Shaq is in it for the right reasons. Her main concern with the rest of the ladies is if he is really committed to the process. As they put it, Kirsten has been. Of course, Shaq does try to reassure them, but honestly, you don't know until you know, so we just have to wait and see. McKinley meets with Dominique's mom, grandmother, and I believe an aunt. Granny wants to know, how in the world did you get away? Why were you single? They ask him if he has ever dated outside of his race before. He says that he has. I do think that this line of questioning is valid, being that Dominique is mixed and they are in the South. However, not that this would make much of a difference. McKinley is from Michigan. The North has always been a little bit more accepting, or at the very least, people don't really let you know in your face how they might feel about your race. But that's one thing. And secondly, I just feel like if you're doing a show like Married at First Sight and you are really concerned about the other person, and if they date outside of their race, they'll be accepting of you based on the color of your skin. Maybe you should make very clear to the experts that this is a concern that you have. And if you have a specific preference, ask for the preference that you have. That's just my take on it. Again, I do feel like the line of questioning is valid, but I feel like we don't have to keep knocking him over the head about it. He said that he has dated outside of his race, and I guess for me, until you show me something different, that would be satisfactory. Dominique meets with McKinley's mom, best friend, and his sister. We already know his mom does not seem thrilled at all that her son has gotten married at first sight. Matter of fact, his mom offered him $50,000 to not get married the day before his wedding. You guys let me know, would you have taken that money if that was an offer from your mom? In just the short time that Dominique has known McKinley, she describes him as being a little sassy. I was like, okay, Dominique. I'm just glad that she remembers his name. Y'all remember the last episode, she was trying to figure out, what is his name again? Thank God she knows his name today. They asked why did she want to sign up to get married at first sight. She mentions that her mom was the one who actually signed her up, and she feels like she's just ready for this. She says that if he's coming into it with the right intentions and she's coming into it with the right intentions, there's no way in her mind that it won't work. Yeah, you say that now. McKinley's mom, never missing an opportunity, lets Dominique know that she thinks that it's nuts that they did this. Dom is looking like, well, here we go again. They also ask her about what she would do if he wanted to move back to Michigan. She says that it would be hard. Translation, I ain't leaving my mama. Get somebody else to do it. Moving on to Clint and Gina. Clint meets with Gina's brother and sister-in-law. I thought they were so cute and funny to me. Honestly, if anyone has an answer for anything, it's Clint. I was rooting for Clint before, but once I saw these previews, I don't really know about him. I'm going to be watching him. One thing, according to Gina's brother, that Clint should be worried about is the fact that Gina has a very busy schedule. And from what it sounds like talking with Clint, he does as well. Clint says they're just going to have to make time for one another. Gina sits down and meets with Clint's friends. They ask if she thinks that Clint is hot. She says that she does. Again, I'm so confused. Let's move on to Chris and Nicole. Chris sits down and meets with Nicole's family. Her dad, I love him. He's a fellow New Yorker. He's a straight shooter, says he's concerned about them compromising and merging their lives together. Nicole's mom asks him if he is ready to be a husband. Naturally, he says yes, he thinks so. Her father jumped on that and says, do you think this is a good idea or do you know it's a good idea? Chris says that he knows it is. Her dad says he feels like Chris is a nice guy, but serial killers are usually nice. He says that there is no room for wavering here. You either are or aren't. You either are in or you aren't. He tells Chris that talk is cheap and actions speak louder than words. Nicole sits down and meets with Chris's mom, dad, and brother. His family describes him as committed. Nicole says that she is not used to nice guys. She feels like she will have to protect his heart. I hope she doesn't overdo it with Chris. Let him be who he is and you be who you are. I would imagine that once she does get to really know him and he gets to know her, she will make adjustments to those thoughts that she initially has. His dad tells her that if she sees it's not working out, don't drag it out. He obviously does not want to see his son get hurt. It's clear that Chris is really a genuine guy, and from what I'm getting, he's been in relationships with women who don't value him. Arris and Jasmine. Arris meets with her dad, brother, and mom. Of course, they're joking with him about him being an only child, never having to fight anyone for anything, stuff like that. Arris's pressing question about Jasmine is if she is organized. They say that she's somewhat neat. Jasmine's dad gives him the best advice that I've heard as of yet. He tells Arris that the best thing he can do is be himself and let Jasmine be who she is. Her dad is counting on Arris to be the man. Jasmine meets with Arris's cousins. I forget the other cousin's name, but we are all well familiar with Val and of course his mom. Val feels like Jasmine is too poised and ready with any answer for every question. I think personally, obviously, that his cousin Val doesn't feel like she is getting the real Jasmine, but to me, she is. I get why Val would feel how she feels about Jasmine being a pageant queen and all and always having the right answers, but shouldn't Jasmine be self-aware and able to articulate why she is no longer with her ex? She does make mention of the fact that her last relationship was 7 months ago. And to me, if I'm Val, wouldn't you want your beloved cousin to be with someone that has it all together? I think that she was looking for any reason to discredit Jasmine. I also didn't like how when the producer asked her what she felt about Jasmine, she basically laughed in his or her face, basically saying, oh, Arris has a wife. That's funny to me. That's not funny. I would think that both of these individuals, Arris and Jasmine, are taking this process very seriously. I'm just not liking Val's demeanor and stuff like that. I'm just not. As I said in my last review, you can't be more concerned about him than his own mother. You just can't. When Jasmine and Arris talk later on, she tells him about everything that went down, letting him know that she feels like she's being herself. She also lets Arris know in not so many ways that yes, they love their family, but this is their marriage. Almost as if not warning him, but letting him know she does not want people from the outside to get in between them and their marriage. And to me, that's the right way to approach things. Anything that happens in your marriage should be between you and your husband. When you have other people enter that situation, it just snowballs into something totally different. The rest of the couples all debrief about meeting with each other's family and friends. Shaq and Kirsten discover that they both have silent battles that they don't share with anyone else. I do love the fact that Shaq is willing to be open and transparent with Kirsten, and it does seem that perhaps she is as well. Each of the couples then receive their baskets for the honeymoon. They will be going to Jamaica. Nicole asks Chris if they will be doing the do when they are on their honeymoon. He says, we'll see. I think he's open to it. 9 times out of 10, I think that they will. Shaq drops the bomb on Kirsten and tells him that they will not be going on the honeymoon the first day. They will be headed to Mississippi as he has to present research for the program that he is in. Of course, Kirsten seems less than thrilled about this. I would be as well. However, playing devil's advocate, I'm going to say this. I think the fact that Shaq wants her to see him in his element is so dope. Also, Kirsten did say that she wanted an educated man, and that is exactly what Shaq is. So ask and you shall receive. It is the next day and everyone meets in the lobby, of course, minus Shaq and Kirsten. We do see a little clip of her when they're in Mississippi in the hotel room, drowning in her sorrows that she's not on the beach drinking some type of Jamaican drink. Arris tells the group that he is looking forward to the intimacy that hopefully he and his wife will have. In the next scene, the couples arrive in Jamaica. They all check into their rooms, and in Arris and Jasmine's room, Arris sees the jacuzzi and he puts in his request for Jasmine to feed him grapes while he lays in the jacuzzi. I'm like, sir, you are not Prince Hakeem from Coming to America. Jasmine is not your servant. And it was clear like she thought at first he was joking a little bit, but whatever. Moving on to my favorite couple, Chris and Nicole. Chris tells Nicole that relationships have consumed him in the past. He shares with her an experience that he had with his ex when they went on vacation, how she was just being really mean to him for no reason. Nicole said it's a nice change that she is with someone who expresses himself. She's not used to that. She also shares with Chris that she has anxiety about going away on vacation with people. Her anxiety relates to possibly her feeling as if people won't like her for just being her. She tells him that in her first relationship, the person that she was with had the nerve to say that she was not worthy of love. He said, if you love me, you'll let me burn you with my cigarette, which she did. This was obviously early on. This was, I think, like I said, her first relationship that she was in. And I feel really bad for her. That first relationship did a number on all of the rest. And I'm hoping that she's been able to heal from that experience and doesn't carry that baggage over into this relationship. But if she does, I do feel like Chris is more than able to help her through that. He even kisses the burn mark that she shows him, which I thought was just so cute. Chris is such a sincere guy. Nicole is so ready to just love him. I have high hopes for these two. That's pretty much the end of the episode, guys. Let me know what you all thought about everything. Who do you think is going to survive? Who do you have concerns about? Drop those comments below and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.